You miss me? I know. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is a requested video by my subscribers. So this is the cutting tutorial of the video I posted before. If you're interested, please watch to the end. Thank you. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm using this small pattern paper to make this illustration. So I've just gone ahead to draw my starting line. So I'm just going to mark my bust point and my under bust point. You can use this for your exact measurement. It's still going to work, and that's my half length. So I'm going to rule a line across it. I'm going to also rule a line across the under bust and also on the half length, the waist line. Once I'm done with that, we are just going to take our measurement, our horizontal measurement. I'm going to divide my shoulder by 2 and I will mark that at that point. I'm also going to come up by 1 inch for my chest measurement. So I'm going to rule that line at that point, and I'm just marking out the bust, the under bust and the waist, and then the chest, so you can see that very clearly. I'm also going to go ahead and take the shoulder measurement I have on the chest line and mark that straight line. I'm going to go ahead and take out my neck width, 2 inches, and my neck depth 2 inches. You can use the neck depth and width of your choice for your own dress. This is just an illustration. I'm also going to go ahead and come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slant, and I'm going to draw a line across that point. I'm also going to go ahead and mark the center, the midpoint of my line, my armhole line. I'm coming in by ½ inch, and I'm just going to take my curve set to get the armhole curve. Okay, so once I'm done doing that, I'm going to go ahead and then get my bust measurement divided by 4. I'm going to mark it on my chest line. I'm marking my allowance. I'll do the same for my under bust divided by 4 and my allowance, 1 inch allowance. I'll do the same for my waist also, and then my 1 inch allowance. So I'm just going to connect those lines, and once I'm done, I'm just going to take out any sharp curve. So once I'm done with that, I'm just going to go ahead and we're just going to cut out our sweet. We're marking our sweet heart neckline. So I'm just going to take 7 inches at that point for where my neckline is going to be, so where the curve is going to be. So I'm going to use my curve set to get that curve. So I'm marking that curve at that point. So you can make yours as deep as you want it or even higher. I'm just going to take a line. This is where I'm going to be attaching my sleeve to. Okay, so I'm just cutting off the excess part. So this is what we have for the upper bodice, and I'm going to cut out the strip for joining my sleeve. So we are done with the front bodice for the upper. I'm just going to take another piece of paper to cut my back pattern. So I've just placed the front bodice on it, and I'm marking the lines. I'm just tracing what I have on my back pattern. So I'm just tracing down everything I have. Okay, so once I'm done tracing that, I'm just going to go ahead and rule that line. So I'm going ahead and just making sure that all my lines are showing properly. So on the waistline for the back bodice, I'm coming in by ½ inch towards the zipper. This is just to prevent bulging, and then I'm just connecting the lines. I'm also going to mark out my zipper allowance, and I'm going to connect the lines to that point too. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and take my curve set, and just to give my back neckline a little bit of shape at that point. I don't want it to be straight. You can leave yours to be straight if you want it to be straight, but if you don't want, please go ahead and make it curvy like mine. Okay, so once we're done with that, I'm just going to cut that. That is the back panel. If you're watching this video for the first time, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell icon, so when I upload a video like this, you'll be the first to get notified. So I'm just going to cut now the lower part, which is the flare part, and you can see I've already taken down all my measurements, my half length, the full length, and my full length minus my half length, I got my flare length. Also, I'm just doing the radius of the flare. So we have the waist divided by 6.28. That will give us the radius of the flare. So once we're gotten that, so you add the length of the flare to the radius. This will give you the inches, number of inches you're going to fold your fabric into. So I folded my fabric into 4 and I got 12.1, but my paper is not enough on both sides, so I'm just going to use what I have on my pattern paper to cut out this flare. So just go ahead on your pattern paper, fold it into 4, and then divide your waist measurement by 6.28. Once you've divided your waist measurement by that, you are going to calculate your flare. Remember that this, in the picture we saw, there has a 2-step gathered flounce at that part, so you're going to minus from your dress length for the flare part how many inches. If you want the gathered part to be 7 inches on the both sides, you're going to minus that from the flare. So once you've minused those the two, you're going to use the remaining lengths you have, you're going to add it to your radius that you got. So once you've added it, you just go ahead and mark it at that point, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut it. So that's what we have now. So this is what my flare looks like. This is a 360-degree flare. So this is it when you attach it to the upper bodice, and this is the strip that I used. What you're going to do is to just go ahead and measure your flare, and then that's measure it both the folded part. So you have 15. If it's 15 inches, you're going to multiply it by 4. Remember, this paper is fold on 4. So once you do that, you're going to cut a strip of that length. You're going to cut a strip of that length times 2. So you're going to get whatever you get from what you measured, you're going to multiply it by 2 and cut a strip on a fold. And once you do that, you cut both the first and the second strip. That's what I actually did for it. Thank you very much.